Welcome to the Lipstick Pickup Podcast, Michael McAdam.
It's good to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here. For my listeners who know that I normally place a phone call to someone, I want them to know that I called Michael last week because he's my neighbor here in Nashville. I asked him if he would come over here and play show and tell with me because you're a longtime aficionado of Masonite guitars with lipstick pickups, Silvertone, and Dan Electro. We've talked about your collection in the past, and I've told you about mine. And I asked you to come over here and play show and tell with me. So here you are.
Gladly.
And this is the first time I've ever recorded anything like this. I've done this all remote. This is my first attempt at having somebody over here to what I call the Lipstick Pickup Listening Lounge. And
it's beautiful.
we put it together. I conscripted Michael for my audio engineer, and he's helped me set the whole thing up. And we're going to make a recording today, and I'm excited about it. It's going to be my first one. I know that you've worked with a lot of artists, and I'm sure that you've had to hold hands with people like me in the past. So.
No, I'm glad to be here. I haven't done too many of these things.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad to have you here. Michael McAdam has lived in Nashville how long? I don't know if he.
39 years.
Wow.
I moved here in '86.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell me about that move.
Well, before that, I'm from Virginia originally, and
Okay.
Had played in bands in Virginia until from when I was 11 or 12 years old, and then I moved here in early 30s.
Yeah.
I lived briefly in Greensboro, North Carolina, and played with a band out of there as well.
Okay.
And then some of the guys that were in my band back in Virginia, a band called the Good Humor Band.
Yes.
They moved here first, pedal steel players, one of which was Bucky Baxter, and Bruce Boughton was the other. And they did the natural thing as pedal steel players. If you want to make a living playing pedal steel, you pretty much need to come to Nashville.
Yeah.
So they came first, and then most of the rest of the guys in that band wound up moving here shortly afterwards. And I wound up here because Bucky Baxter had gotten me an audition with Steve Earle. Steve Earle and the Dukes. And I auditioned and got the gig and moved here in, I guess, May or June of '86. And as a matter of fact, we got our house. It was right across from the 440 here from where we are right now.
Yeah.
It was 904 Gale Lane.
Yes, 904.
And you're in the 1200 block over here?
Yes.
So,
A couple of blocks over.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what part of the city do you live in now?
Sylvan Park.
So, wonderful area.
I moved there about a year and a half after I moved to Nashville.
Yeah.
And I'm in the same house.
Astounding. In Nashville years, that is a lifetime.
I know. Still doing it.
Amazing. And I'm also, I'm loving that it coincides with 1986 because that is when I discovered Steve Earle. And I told you about my love of Steve Earle's music. And I wasn't especially a country music fan, but then I started discovering it in college, and Steve Earle's Guitar Town was very influential to me.
Yeah.
Had that record, what year did that, do you remember what record,
What year was that?
Yeah.
That's why I moved here to tour for that band, for that album.
Okay.
That was recorded in '86.
Yeah.
They finished it right before I moved here. When they sent it to me, they didn't even have any, I think I got it on a cassette with Steve's name typed on it. And I think they finished it in April or May of '86.
Wow.
And it was released in May, I believe.
It was a kick to my head. I remember someone making a tape for me. Remember somebody would make a TB,
Yeah.
the tape for you, and it had Dwight Yoakam's new record, Hillbilly Deluxe, on it, and on the other side was Guitar Town. And I was,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, I started getting a lot more interested in
Yeah.
something that I guess we now call Americana. You know, it's country.
Yeah, and
It's country
that
music.
was those. We did a lot of dates with Dwight back then, and
Yeah.
you know, and we wound up even doing the Grammys, and they were all nominated for Grammys as the new voice, and we did the Grammy show as the new voices of country music.
And you were.
And yeah, and it was Dwight and Steve and on the other hand, great singer Randy Travis.
Yeah. Okay.
We all did the Grammys together in '87, I guess.
Wow. Amazing. So you've lived in Nashville that long, and we have friends in common, familiar with each other, but it was in the winter, I believe. I was at the East Side Bowl. Shout out to the East Side Bowl. Can't remember who was playing that night, but Stephen McCarthy from the Long Riders was in town. And we all started, you and I, and that's not correct English. You, me, and him got into a huddle about Silvertone guitars. And he told me, he made me aware that he's got a picture in this excellent compact CD. Did you put this on vinyl? Back then, you wouldn't put anything on vinyl. People always say, I always remind vinyl snobs that once upon a time you couldn't buy things on vinyl.
No.
And I love this CD. Michael McAdam, A Million Miles. And it not only has a picture of him at 11 years old.
It's a Dan Electro or a Silvertone guitar.
Yes, adorable. And then also, well, there's no more in here.
No,
and then also, but
is this guitar?
yes, it keeps on going because here is a 22. This came out in 2022.
There you go.
Yes.
Oh, that's
okay.
no.
We'll do it. We'll do it. We got it. Where is it?
It's on this one.
Oh, that's right. It's sorry.
That's this guitar.
Yes. You see what we did here? He's got this Dan Electro, and he's going to tell me all about gear in a minute. He brought some great stuff to play show and tell with me. And we also have a lipstick Strat over there. I'm excited to hear what your thoughts are about this. And you also have a lot of history with electric guitar, and I hope you'll let me pull one of those down. And
Oh, sure.
okay.
Absolutely.
But that's why I asked Michael to come over so I could do my first 3-dimensional recording so we could actually really play show and tell. And we got a pretty Spartan setup here. You brought a pedal board and you have it plugged into somebody volunteered a dirty 30.
Dan Electro amp.
a dirty 30 amp. I believe that's what they're called, right? People call them dirty 30s. Yeah, it's just one of those busting amps.
Yes, that's it. Dirty 30.
Yes. But so we could play show and tell, but I want to know more about your career as a guitar player.
Sure.
And do you play other instruments?
I play a little bit of, I'll play a little bit of mandolin. I fool around a little bit on piano. I do some writing on piano sometimes. Play a little bit of drums.
Yeah.
I've got a dobro at home that I'm starting to play more.
It's a guitar.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to become a blues band. But I want to take it from the top. So you moved here to Nashville. Well, talk to me about the stuff you did before Nashville, because the night that you and Steven and I talked about, y'all were talking about where you're from. I want to know about the music business up there and how that got you down here and what was going on there. And would you consider it the Chesapeake Bay area or?
No, Richmond, Virginia, the central Virginia. And it's the capital city. That's where we all grew up.
Okay.
And Stephen and I grew up playing in different bands there. And we had a band there, not Stephen and I, but the band that I was in was very popular locally and very popular in Washington, D.C. And we played a whole lot, Virginia, Maryland, D.C. And we also played the East Coast beaches a lot.
Yeah.
And we went as far as north as New York City and as far south as Florida.
Yeah.
But we were a very popular band, and we were successful enough to make a meager living out of it, at least for, I think it was 8 or 9 years.
Yeah, that's.
And everybody out of that band, like I said earlier, kind of continued and became more successful moving to Nashville and playing with major label artists and all of that.
Okay.
And doing session work.
Yeah, and we're not going to get into gear till later, but I want you to tell me why you have this adorable picture of you at the age of 11 with this Silvertone. Before
That was actually my first band, and this was actually called the Silvertones.
Really?
Yes. It really was. And it was, there are 2 other guys in this photograph that this is chopped out of, my cousin Johnny O'Brien and our next door neighbor Doug Esbach. And Ken Hooper was on drums, and his mother took this photograph. And that guitar belonged to Randy Myers, who was Ken Hooper's next door neighbor. I don't think Randy's even with us anymore. Ken isn't either. But I love that guitar, and I tried to find it. I tried to get in touch with Randy and his sisters and brothers and all of that, but could never find and never could find. They moved up to Maryland, in about 67.
Wow. Do you remember what year this was? I mean, the year of the guitar.
Yeah, that's probably the year that photo was taken was probably 64.
Yeah.
Kids just consumed with Beatlemania.
Yeah. I'm going to hop up and put it for our in the video frame so people can see it.
Oh, cool.
And then here you have him many years later with another Masonite lipstick pickup. Was the Silvertone or a Danlite? That's a Silvertone. Yeah, the dolphin headstock. Very emblematic. Okay.
This one was actually originally a bass.
Oh.
And the bass neck was broken, I think, kind of intentionally by Doug Cook when he was an old kind of a wild performer here in town. Had a crazy blues band, and I think he got a little bit over exuberant one night and broke the neck on the thing, and he gave it back to me, but without a neck. So I found the neck.
I love the wear on the back, by the way. This is a well-loved instrument.
Oh, I refinished that.
Oh.
When I got it, it was painted white. Somebody had spray painted it white, and I put I didn't paint it at all in here. I just put, there's a clear coat there, and several coats of black and several coats of clear coat everywhere else, to make it look at least original from the front.
Yeah. Okay, so you come to Nashville to work with Steve Earle, or you come to Nashville and that's one of the first professional?
That was my first gig.
So what did the people back home think about that? They must have been thrilled for you because that was...
They thought it was pretty cool because we were doing stuff like the Carson Show.
Yeah.
And we did, all of the late night shows.
Yeah.
And there were a lot more of them then.
Oh, yeah.
You remember they were.
I do. And they were also extremely important. I can remember sitting around all day waiting to see somebody on this show or that show. This is before streaming and everything on command. And yeah, they were very important appearances. So.
And there was also CMTV then, Country Music Television, that lots of videos. And we had several videos on there and all of that.
Oh, what songs were they? I'm trying to remember. I do remember.
Steve?
Yeah.
Guitar Town.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the ones we had videos for. Guitar Town. Sunday, which is my favorite song. Goodbye's All We Got Left. These are all songs off of Guitar Town.
I know them intimately. I'm sitting here going, I should go up there and get my compact disc and get you to sign it before you leave.
The one, Goodbye's All We Got Left, because that was his first and only number one.
Yeah.
And it was like...
Yes, yes. Okay, so tell me about how long you worked with Steve, what all you did with Steve Earle, and then where you went next, because you played with so many other people too.
I played with Steve. I didn't play on Guitar Town. Richard Bennett played all the electric guitar, most of the acoustic guitar on that too. And he's a great guitar player, and he's the one that, did all those baritone parts, all the low guitar parts.
Is there a reason why he didn't tour with it, or just the personnel change, or?
Because he was playing with, his road gig was with Neil Diamond.
Oh, okay.
And Neil Diamond paid 10 times what Steve could afford to pay.
I can imagine.
And Neil Diamond was a real good boss to have, and it was a real good gig.
Yeah.
And he and Richard was also doing a lot of session work.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why he didn't tour for that. And the next album, Exit Zero, I got to play on that. Richard still played most of the guitar on that. And then after that, Copperhead Road, I got pissed off at Steve and quit the band during the recording of that. But he asked me to come back. I did. But that stuff happens.
Yes, I'm learning all about it. My new unpaid work.
And and then Copperhead Road was kind of a big hit, but I don't think it was technically a country radio hit. I think it kind of went somewhere else. It took it a little bit more into rock and roll land, which is with the label switch and all that stuff happens.
I'm going to comment on this as a music person. I saw Copperhead Road bring some new people on, from the other two records.
Yes.
Because it was more rocking.
And the Road Band was, I think Copperhead Road, that the only guys that were left from the earlier band were me and Bucky Baxter and Kenny Moore.
Okay.
And some of the guys in the road crew, because Harry Stinson was the original drummer, and he was gone, and Reno Klang, the bass player, he was gone also. Those guys, I don't know if they got fired or just got fed up or quit or whatever. Like I said, that stuff happens.
Yeah. Personnel changes. But I think Copperhead Road brought a lot of people on because it was more rocking.
Yes. That was a big deal.
Might have lost some people too if they like the more traditional. Yeah. I didn't think anything he was doing was too exactly traditional. He's kind of doing something different.
And it was the old thing, too country for mainstream and too rock and roll for country. That's
still going on to this day.
It's been going on, since. Buck Owens recording under assumed names and stuff so that he could put rock and roll out there. It's just...
There's nothing new under the sun. Okay, from Steve Earle, you went to work...
Oh, I was playing also with Foster and Lloyd at the time. Okay. And they were another one of the new up-and-coming country rock and roll acts. Bill Lloyd and Radney Foster, who both of them went on to have successful solo careers. And I got to play with both of them doing that, too.
Yeah.
And, let me see, then Mary Chapin Carpenter. Yeah. I played for a little while with B.J. Thomas.
This I want to know more about, because this is when Michael and I were setting up, we pulled down the sitar and I said, wow, you really know your way around that thing. And he goes, yes, I work for B.J. Thomas. I had forgotten that. I knew that. You had told me that at some point, but I want to know more. I want to know about that.
The B.J. gig?
Yes.
Oh, it was a good gig. It was way different than working with Bill and Radney and Steve and Mary Chapin, because it was kind of an older audience, because BJ's hits were mostly obviously in the 60s and early 70s.
Yeah. Was he Nashville based at that time, or?
He recorded his original albums in Houston, I guess, but most of his stuff was recorded in American studios.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. We discussed that. But at the time that you were working for
that's
him,
that's in Memphis.
Yes, Memphis. But at the time you were working with him, was his home base? Was he living here, or?
He was living in Arlington, Texas. He had lived here for a while, but he's from, I think, he's from outside of Houston.
Okay.
And he he had a real popular band in the '60s in Texas, and he said the other two popular bands were Doug Som's band.
Okay.
And I'm coming up having a senior moment. I'm gonna tell you a story. You don't know. You don't make loving. Hey. What's the name?
Approximately what year are you talking about?
65.
Okay, I wasn't born yet. Can't help you.
It's gonna come to me.
Yes.
But it might be
It
20
happens all the
minutes from
time.
now.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
So BJ Thomas, tell me. I just want to know more.
He had a good string of hits.
Yeah.
From 65 on, I guess. I think his first hit was his own arrangement of Hank Williams. Did you ever?
Yeah.
And he rearranged it, and that's actually became the standard arrangement after that.
Wow.
I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because the original I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry was like, let me find it. Did you ever? They didn't go through the changes. Like, so all that movement BJ and his band came up with.
I know he was considered such a fine vocalist. Was he a pretty capable guitar player too, or did he really play, or was he?
A little bit, but no, he didn't play on any of his records. So he was a frontman vocalist.
Yeah, the singer.
His band in Texas was called the Triumphs.
Okay.
And but he was a great singer, and he then he got hooked up with Huey Moe. He was a producer, and then he wound up taking all of that to record at American Studios in Memphis, and they had a great string of hits.
Yeah.
Like Hooked on a Feeling, and he probably had 10 top 10 hits.
Yeah.
For the next 8 years.
Yeah. Those I remember because that's why I love BJ Thomas and want to know more about it, because it's the sound of my youth, and I know every one of those songs. I can remember them very well. So
his biggest hit, of course, was Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. And that was an LA record, and Burt Bacharach wrote it.
Yeah.
And it was for the movie Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid.
Yes.
It was a theme song for that movie.
A fine one too.
And Burt Bacharach wrote it, and the original choice to sing lead on that in the movie on the soundtrack was Bob Dylan. And Bob Dylan opted not to do it, so they got BJ Thomas.
Thank you, Bob Dylan, for passing on that one, because I think BJ Thomas did a better job with it.
Yeah.
No, I just can't even imagine Bob Dylan doing that for that movie. BJ Thomas is perfect for that.
They're kind of, pretty far apart stylistically.
Yeah.
But
and so when you were working, how long did you work with BJ?
I think a year and a half.
Okay.
Something like that.
A lot of touring?
Yeah, a lot of touring, and we did a lot of Vegas stuff for a while.
Yeah.
Which was way different than what I had ever done before. But I got to like it okay, We did it for a while, and
It's well paid, and you don't have to move around as much.
Same place.
People need entertainment there, and it's a great place for musicians to work. It's not my favorite place to go in the world, but
no.
People need entertainment. And,
I found that I liked it more than I expected to.
yeah. You told me that when you were playing with BJ, and I guess you were playing some of those lead parts, you said you need to get an electric sitar because, it was the original. I often see guitar leads that were played on electric sitar then performed live with something else. But it is great if you have it.
And he finally sprung for one.
Yeah.
And he needed it because Hooked on a Feeling, that's one of the coolest parts of the record.
Yeah.
Is
I Another thing was when I started doing my research on the electric sitar, I was delighted to remind myself that B.J. Thomas used it on that iconic song, but he also used, when I say he, his producer and somebody, Reggie Young is playing it on the recorded track, used it on a bunch of other ones, and one of them is a song, I'm curious to know if he ever performed it live, New York Woman.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That has electric sitar on it too.
Yes,
And I
yes, it
love
did.
that song.
Mhm.
I want to be a New York woman one day.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah. And it's kind of a similar line, you know. Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
but he's got a sitar on most of that stuff, you know. It's kind of emblematic. And when I say most of it, I mean that the things that he worked with Reggie Young. So tell me anything else more I should know about working with BJ Thomas, and then I'm going to actually pull that one of these. I've got many electric sitars in my house, and I'm going to give you. Maybe we'll hand you this one.
Well, I think this one, whatever one had the highest, yeah, I think it might have been that one had a higher gauge E string that worked a little better. Because those things are those electric sitars, they're very temperamental.
Yeah.
You got to have the bridge set up perfectly, and they all need a little bit of setting up, and you know, and the difference between the string gauges makes a.
So you want to play that one?
I think that one's the best for that song.
Are you okay to jump to that now?
Oh, yeah, sure.
And it doesn't need to be amplified or anything, but I'd love to.
You got to amplify that.
Let's turn it up.
I told Michael that I bought this one just a few months ago, and I've never had it inspected or set up or restrung or even tuned. I only bought it because I consider the original chorals to be artifacts as much as anything. And you took a shot to that. I've got a few in here. I've got a Jerry Jones Baby Sublime.
I like them all.
He liked this one.
And this one, you might point out also that this has these sympathetic strings,
So spooky.
and that's the pickup for that. That's cool, isn't
Did you ever do anything with those or anything?
it? No, I
funky?
never used that, but should have.
Yeah, do that spooky.
These are called sympathetic strings.
Yeah, sympathetic.
And they're made to vibrate with this. When you play that note will, vibrate over here
Yeah.
and just give it another overtone. But let me see here. I'm gonna have to turn something down. Well, it's not perfectly in tune, but it's like.
Wow. You played that a few times.
Well, yeah, it's a pretty cool part. All due to Reggie Young, the great session guitarist.
What is another iconic thing that we should try to get you on the record playing that on?
On sitar.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to think what else.
I mean, play anything you want to and play
I
another
mean,
song on
I
it.
could.
I just want to see more of you playing it
Oh.
before we put it back and
Let me
get
tune-
into yours.
Let me tune it up just a little bit here. I'm trying to think what else is what's a good example of. Oh, there's all kinds of like.
You know that the Redbone hooked the Redbone song is an iconic electric sitar.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Come and get your love.
Come and get your love. There were even a bunch of those Philly soul records
Yes.
from Gamble and Huff. The Shot, was it the Shotlights that did?
Yes.
You make me feel brand new. Listen.
And Didn't I Blow Your Mind? You know that song, the Delphonics, Didn't I Blow Your Mind?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's a great song, too. Yeah.
This instrument
there's
is
a lot.
all over Philly soul stuff.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to play on it for me before I play?
This was actually on a real sitar.
Yeah,
Betty, that-
curious.
Oh.
Hey, Ron Woodhouse uses electric sitar when he plays it.
Oh.
He still uses a Jerry
Yes.
Jones baby. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Norwegian Wood. Do you want to attempt that?
Which one?
Norwegian Wood.
George Harrison.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Wrong key. It was capable. But that was on a real sitar, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's a pretty cool instrument.
Well, I'll pitch my own myself. I'm hoping to sell this one. So if anybody sees this and they want to buy it, we'll talk. Only to acquire another.
This is the real deal.
This is the original one.
Yeah.
Hold up the back of it. I love the I like the mirrored plate.
It's in very good shape, too.
In clean and working order.
And I'll put a new set of strings on it for you.
We'll let whoever buys it do that.
Remember.
If I win the lottery today, I'm going to give it to you because you deserve. You don't have one electric sitar?
No. I've got that, like I told you, I've got a Telecaster that
Yeah.
I put one of these bridges on, but it's still, it's not perfect.
It approximates though. All right, I'll put this one back up. I told Michael I would be his guitar tech. Okay, anything else about the artists that you've worked at before we start playing show and tell with gear?
Oh, I worked with a bunch of, lots of Americana artists. I worked with Chris Knight for a long time, Jack Ingram, lots of singer-songwriters of that ilk, you know. Chris Knight was great. I worked with Jim Lauderdale. I'm leaving out Greg Trooper. He's not very well known. He's not longer with us, but he was a great, great singer-songwriter I worked for. And, you know, lately I've been doing my own thing with my records and all of that. And you know, and of course touring with somebody to go out for a tour here or whatever for a while, you know.
Yeah.
Kendall Marble, he's kind of a current singer-songwriter artist. He co-writes a lot with Chris Stapleton.
Yes. Everybody wants to write with Chris Stapleton because he's very talented. And he's also somebody who really knows how to collaborate.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yes. And he and Mike Henderson and Kendall wrote a lot together. And
Did you know Mike Henderson very well?
did I?
Yes.
Yeah, very well.
Yeah, his guitar, his iconic one, was a Silvertone. And unbelievably, I had never seen one of his Monday night shows at
Bluebird.
the Bluebird until 3 weeks before his sudden passing.
Oh, really?
It's because the bassist Steve Mackey said I should see it, and I went that night. And and I'd never seen him perform, and it was amazing.
Fabulous, I know. And he had been playing there for it would have been 40 years here very soon.
Yeah.
You know, every Monday night. That's a long time to play in the same venue and do it successfully.
Yeah, and his as soon as I walked in, I looked on upstage, and he had his old Silvertone there, and
That's all he ever played.
Yeah.
Electric wise.
I mean, I went to look at videos of him playing on Jules Holland and all over the years, and he was always playing the Silvertone.
He toured with Mark Knopfler for a while too.
Yeah, and I saw that tour, sailing to Philadelphia. I saw that tour.
Yeah.
But I didn't know who Mike Henderson was at the time, but I know that Mark Knopfler has great taste in guitar players. And collaborators, because he himself is...
I got to tour with him, but I was playing with the opening act.
Who was that?
That was Bap Kennedy,
Okay.
Irish artist, also a great singer-songwriter, but he's no longer with us either.
Yeah. Unfortunate part of being lucky to grow old is that you lose some of these. You lose everybody.
It's just, getting to be my age. I've lost plenty of them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I wanted to say that this record that came out in 2022, I've listened to this and it is fabulous. I want to hear a little bit about the gear that you put on this record, if you remember.
About the instruments?
Yeah, the what you played on it.
I might have to look at the song titles and.
I know, well, you've got, would you like me to read them to you? My Little Queenie, A Northern Girl.
That's
Kingdom Come.
Telecasters, and I played bass on most of that record
Yeah.
too, and most of the drums are actually programmed, but they're actually real drummers playing them.
Right.
I can't remember the name of the.
David Eggleston and Keith Brogdon, who I've met before.
Yeah, David Eggleston was our drummer from the Good Humor Band way back in Virginia and all of that, back in the 70s and 80s.
You have Gary Talent playing on some bass tracks here.
Yeah.
Another Dan Alecho Longhorn Cowboy.
You need to get Gary over here.
I would love to talk to Gary Talent.
I'll tell him.
I would love to talk to him.
Yeah. He worked at Dan Electro.
Yes, I found out all about it. I'm a huge Bruce Springsteen fan. There's a lot of reasons why it would be my pleasure to talk to Gary Talent, but I would also love to talk to him about Dan Alecho. He really knows his stuff, and they have his Longhorn bass at the Musicians Hall of Fame. I don't know if you know that.
He built it one piece at a time.
Yes. Apparently dumpster diving and spare parts and this kind of thing. I would absolutely love to talk to him. But he's playing on some tracks here. Well, there's your record. It's a fantastic record.
Well, thanks. Thank you. This is mostly, I'm playing a lot of the stuff, but some of the guys are my old bandmates from here and there. And let me see. Yeah. Gary, Bruce Boughton, who was also in the Good Humor Band, and Greg Wetzel and Jack Irwin. And, all guys that I've played in bands with through the years. And girls.
It's a fantastic record. Kim Ritchie, I've met her before. I bet you have.
And Eugene Paul, the additional drummer here, that's the name we gave for the drum program. It's not really a person. It's taken from my co-producer, Jack Irwin. His middle name is Paul, and my middle name is Eugene, so it's from Eugene Paul. That's from our middle names.
Well, it's a fabulous record.
Well, let me see. I got this right here.
Yeah,
Well,
let's
this
talk
one-
about
This was basically, we've already been through this one. This is
but we weren't recording yet. You got to tell my listeners for this guitar.
oh yeah, this is obviously an old Dan Electro Silvertone, and this was originally a bass. And a buddy of mine named Doug Cook, he was a local Nashville or Kentucky guy, and he had this kind of wild blues rock band, and he used to get a little over exuberant, and he broke the neck on this, the original bass neck on this.
Yeah.
But one of the cool things about Dan Electros is, if you want to turn a bass into a guitar, all you got to do is take the neck
Yeah.
from a.
Both on that.
Yeah, they're already measured to where all you got to do is just bolt it on, and you can transfer from a bass to a guitar and back and forth.
Did it always have two pickups?
No, I added this pickup,
It looks
and
beautifully done. You added it yourself?
yeah.
When you've bought lipstick pickups to add, where have you bought them? Did you buy vintage ones?
Interesting story.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I'm from Richmond, and when Dan Electro went out of business, I had a tick there.
It's right here.
Oh, okay. A company named Lales Music on the south side of Richmond was one of the people that bought all the old parts from Dan Electro
Oh, yeah.
and had them shipped down from New Jersey. And they had barrels full of pickups and whatever, bridges and all of that. And they had them and owned all that stuff for a little while. And Lindy Fralin pickups, have you heard of them?
No, I'm not familiar.
Well, Lindy's one of the premier pickup makers in the world.
Oh.
And
I
he's
just
got
wondered
a
about
very successful business. He's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like a Seymour Duncan or Lawler.
Those are names I'm familiar with, but this
Yeah.
one I'm not.
Well, he's one of the big ones.
Okay.
And he got his start with pickups by rewinding pickups for friends like me and a lot of people around Virginia and D.C. and all of that.
So if a pickup lost its umph or something, you would take it apart and then rewind
Yeah, you
new
would rewind it.
copper,
Exactly.
new copper or out. What
Yeah.
is it? Copper wire, right?
Uh-huh.
And you would use new wire and then
Yeah.
okay.
But sometimes you might remagnify the magnets or something. But that's kind of how Lindy got his start in the pickup business, was rewinding. And then he bought all that stock, the old Dan Electro stock. And if you wanted to buy Dan Electro pickups, there were only like 3 places in the country where you could buy the old pickups.
Yeah.
And Lindy had, like I said, a big barrel full of them. And I had bought a bunch of those pickups from him and used them. None of these are ones that came from Lindy, but I had a bunch of them that did come from him.
And forgive me, it's somebody else painted it. You bought this one painted.
Oh, this?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I bought this painted.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, it's obvious that this thing is kind of like in the early stages of psychedelia.
Yes.
And when I replaced the bridge, and when I took the old bridge off, it was all corroded and rusted and everything, and had a letter rolled up or an envelope rolled up underneath the bridge to keep it at a certain height, because it was just it was all jury rigged. And I looked at the mailing, the date, the stamp on the envelope, and it was like the week that Sergeant Pepper came out.
Wow.
Like May 30th or something, 1967.
Yeah.
so,
Let's see what it sounds like. Do you play it much anymore, or is it just treasured? You keep it away?
It hangs on my wall at the house.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of guitars. I've got a bad habit.
Yes, I've heard.
But this is
It's a good habit.
Yeah.
Hey, these are things that typically hold their value or increase in value. So if you were going to hoard anything, it might as well be guitars, Michael.
I have never resold a guitar for less than I paid for it.
That is, see this?
I never had.
Well, you shouldn't have to, really. If you're careful about what you pay for things, you shouldn't have to.
Yeah. Need to lower this action a little bit, but
Sounds like
it's a very great sounding guitar. Yeah, it's a great sounding guitar.
it's a hollow body guitar.
Yes. I've got one that I also should have brought over here that I didn't think about. It's a Dan Electro, and I put a couple of those old Dynasonic pickups in it with a Bigsby on it,
Yeah.
and it's the Gretsch pickups basically from the '50s style. And you plug that thing in, and it sounds just like a big hollow body Gretsch.
Yeah.
You know, it is basically a hollow body.
It's a hollow body guitar.
Yeah. And Masonite sounds great.
Yeah.
You know?
Masonite.
Yeah.
A building product, and also strong and lightweight. No, it is technically wood because it's sort of wood chips mixed up with things, but
Yeah.
it's strong. Have you ever dropped these or been surprised at how durable they are? They are durable guitars.
They're very durable.
And
Yeah, and it just goes to show, you know, you don't have to have a nice piece of figured maple or something to make a guitar sound good.
hey, knock on the top and let's see what it sounds like. You know, just knock on Masonite. Yeah.
The sound of Masonite.
Yes. Sounds like a door, and they use Masonite to make doors.
Yeah.
And this one's got the dolphin headstock that's near and dear to some people's
Yeah.
heart.
This is the Silvertone version.
Yeah.
That's the difference between the Dan Electro and the Silvertone. It's just the shape of the headstock.
I love it.
I do too.
All right. Next, I want to hear about your baritone because you really understand the mojo of a baritone guitar, which was also a Dan Electro development. 6-string bass, baritone guitar. You know, I'm not an authority on how they became, you know, the kind of started, and then the idea of a 6-string bass, baritone guitar. They do the same thing, which is
I think the idea was so you could play bass or guitar on the same instrument. But and these were made famous. But Dwayne Eddy used to use these on a lot of his recordings. He also used big Gretsch guitars too, and some Guilds. But the low notes that you hear on that sort of sound.
Hum on the Range.
That was an old Dwayne Eddy tune.
I almost thought that was the theme song for what was the television?
Is that yes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
I think
Western.
they kind of stole it from that.
Yeah, it's so Western
No,
sound.
but it's a game show.
Yeah.
So they go like, shit.
Yeah. Is it Jeopardy?
Yeah, is that Jeopardy? It's one of those game
Wheel
shows.
of Fortune. I don't know. That's fabulous.
Yeah, but it was originally the melody was first used for that Dwayne Eddy song because they're young.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same melody.
Do you remember when you bought your first baritone guitar or anything like it?
Yes. I bought my first one. This is kind of an interesting story as well. I was out in California playing. I was out there playing with Steve Earle, and we were playing in San Francisco. And I had some friends in Boulder Creek, California, and we played Boulder Creek once. But I was down there hanging out with them, and this guy, he said, "Man, I've got an old Dan Electro double neck that it doesn't have any pickups or any electronics in it, but he said, you can have it if you want it." And I said, "Sure," because I knew Lindy Fraylin where I could get the pickups. So I got that double neck. And I, of course I called up Lindy and turned, it was, one neck was a 4-string bass and the other was a regular 6-string guitar.
Is this the one that is in the Copperhead Road video?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I converted that one into a baritone by drilling another couple of holes up here and turned the bass into a 6-string bass or baritone guitar rather than a 4-string bass. And that's what I used, all that stuff with Steve.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wait a minute. Anyhow, the Guitar Town stuff and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Crank it up.
I gotta. That's like. Glad I remembered that.
Yes, I remember it well.
That was Richard Bennett that played that on the record originally.
That is it Guitar Town? That is Guitar.
Yeah, that's
the
Guitar
song.
Town. Yeah.
I mean the album and the song Guitar Town.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. I love
And this, and just like this is not Steve. This is another one that you'll recognize these guitars from. That's the wrong key.
I wouldn't be the person to ask.
And I need you more than you want you. That's the wrong key. But anyhow.
Yeah.
So.
It sounds so good in here, and we have a very Spartan setup.
Yeah. And that was Glenn Campbell that played that on that record.
I've saw a video of him in the last year or two of his life where he's playing that song with some of the guys from Stone Temple Pilots, and he's playing a Dan Electro Longhorn. I don't know what kind it is. It could, but iconic. Tell me where you bought it. And
this,
in approximate, we've determined that this. You say this is made in Korea. So
yeah, this is nothing special. This is not a vintage guitar. This is just one of the Asian models. I've had it for probably 20 years.
Yeah, it's a good one though.
So it's not an old guitar yet.
Did you buy it used or new?
I bought it used.
Yeah.
But I think I paid, a couple $100 for it or something.
Did you get your money's worth out of it?
I got my money's worth out of it in the first month, probably. I've had it, like I said, for that long, and I haven't changed anything on this guitar.
It's gorgeous.
Because they basically just took the old, the original design, the Dan Electro design. It's still Masonite, and I don't know if this is poplar that it's sandwiched in between, but it's a great guitar. Still, the aluminum nut. And these tuners are cheap tuners, but the original ones were too, probably, really, it's a very good guitar.
Killer.
I use it all the time. It's just sometimes good if you've got a regular guitar to add just a note on the bottom.
Yeah.
To fill out a chord a little more,
I mean, when you talk about tone, that really is
Yes.
tone. I mean,
Yes.
I know that tone is this thing that guitar players and music people who discuss music talk about, and it's
yes, and
it's an intangible thing, but when the second you hit that thing,
very
it's
distinctive
tone.
in this, yeah.
It's just tone.
And a lot of these parts, and I understand that the original Dan Electros, these were not made for guitars. They were lipstick to,
Yeah.
they were, He just bought parts that you could buy anywhere or get from a manufacturer, so you didn't have to have custom made or, you know.
Yeah. You nailed it, because a lot of people don't know the real history of him using it. It's not that he found them or anything. It's that it's easier to buy something already in production than to have to have it machined. And that Daniel decided that, I use lipstick and you have the top. Well, they use two tops, on the bottom you have, it's usually flat so you can put it on your vanity. He used the two tops and he was like, I'll stuff the magnets in there, and it's two lipstick tops stuck together. And also the name of my podcast, The Lipstick Pickup. If a lady was to do a podcast about the history of the Dan Electro Company, we should call it The Lipstick Pickup, right? I mean,
absolutely.
Yes. Anything else you want to say about this?
These knives are all, they were used on some radio, Well, these aren't originals, but, these concentric knives and all that, they weren't made for Dan Electro. They were made by RCA or somebody to go on radios that they made, He
was sourcing things.
Pretty cool. I love these guitars.
I am so thrilled, and you surprised me with this one. This guitar that you have over here, I'm going to grab for you. It matches me. People call these lipstick strats. And
it's a copy of a Fender.
Oh, that's right. I see. You have the.
And these are actually kind of rare now.
Yeah,
they're a little collectible. And this one is I'm going to tune this up a little bit. I told you I've got this one strung as a high string guitar.
What does that mean exactly?
I'll show you in just a second.
I'm learning so much. People keep saying, when are you going to take guitar lessons? I'm too busy learning about guitars. I don't want to learn how to play them. Nat Daniel didn't play guitar either. He's just like Leo Fender.
Yeah. Neither did Ted McCarty.
You don't have to know how to play one to understand them, or to understand the way that they work, or to have some meaningful contribution. And I wish I could play guitar, but guess what? I can't. McAdam to play guitar, not me.
Well, this guitar, I've currently, I've had it for some time, strung like a high string guitar, which they use a lot in Nashville. They also call it the Nashville tuning. They use it mostly on acoustics to add some shimmer to acoustic parts. You'll see the first two strings are tuned like a normal guitar. And then the rest of them are tuned an octave above what they normally would be. So this is the sound that you get. They're kind of tuned like the higher strings of a 12 string.
Mm-hmm. It's so jangly.
Yeah, yes. But these sound really good. But the main reason I brought this out is because it's just a copy of a Fender Stratocaster, but with the same Dan Electro type lipstick tube pickups. Yeah. And they're great pickups on these guitars too. It's kind of cool. Not many people have electrics tuned to high string.
Play something on it for me, not a whole song, but a little more. It's so jangly and
so you do a finger picking thing like that or something. But it's cool for like hadn't been played for a while either. I need to do a little adjustment on the action on this as well. I'm trying to think of a song. heard a song on the radio the other day where they're using what sounds like a high string. Dance with me. It's just a different sound. This kind of goes on the other end of the spectrum of a guitar. If you're layering guitars,
Yeah.
you can put one of these on the bottom and put one of these in the middle and put one of these on the top. And it sounds like you've got a guitar as big as a house.
Yes. Okay, tell us where this guitar came from.
Oh.
Tell me the history.
Yeah, this one actually, Steve Earle gave to me for my birthday. In 86 or 87. And it originally had a pink pick guard and black pickups. I've still got the pick guard and all the original parts and everything, you know. And it was, he used this. He had 2 Stratocasters. This is before before Guitar Town and all of that, when he was on Epic Records. Had kind of a rockabilly kind of thing. And he had, the name of the record was Pink and Black.
Oh, yeah.
And this guitar was black with the pink pick guard, and this other Stratocaster was pink with the black pick guard. And I don't know what happened to the other guitar, but
Yeah.
Catch
Whose
pickups.
decision was it to put lipstick pickups in?
I did.
I'm finding an affinity for this, what we call the lipstick Strat, and Charlie's Guitar Shop in Dallas. Have you ever been there?
I don't know that I've been to Charlie's or not.
It's a modest size, but they were known for modifying it, and that is where Stevie Ray Vaughan's lipstick Strat came from. And Charlie Sexton, I've also got pictures of him with a lipstick Strat that he played with Archangels. If you look at some of those videos, from the Archangels videos, he's playing a lipstick Strat. So when you pulled that out of the case, I said, "Ah!" Because I have seen them in guitar shops, but I haven't had anybody really play one for me.
Yeah, now these pickups are not actually Dan Electro. They're made like Dan Electros, but they're not as long.
Oh,
As you can see, these pickups are that long, and these are longer. These are about a half an inch longer. But they made these so they would fit a Stratocaster pick guard without having to cut it out.
that's something I just recently learned, because I ordered the pickups for this one on my wall, and they said, "Is this for a Fender modification or for Dan Electro?" So they do some.
Right.
People make lipstick pickups that are made just to do this thing.
Just to drop into a Strat. Or, yeah. Stuart Smith has one, I know.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're just great sounding pickups, you know.
It changes the dynamic of that guitar for sure. Yours sounds wonderful. Killer.
Yeah, it's still a good night too.
Yeah. If you're done telling me about this one, maybe we'll wrap it up. And what I'd like to do, you keep telling me about this Belzuki that I've got, that your cousin had one.
Yeah. Cool.
This guitar is notorious for being difficult to play sitting down because of its weird shape.
It was supposed to do that.
Yes. we're wrapping it up with that because Michael had told me that his cousin had one and has sentimental about it, the one that he had.
Yeah, I can't remember where he bought it, but he bought it. I remember when he had it. It was. I remember because it was right around, I guess, the end of '65.
Yeah.
It was when the Byrds, their second album was coming out, and Rubber Soul was coming out. They came out at the same time for Christmas.
Yeah.
And and when we got our Christmas presents from my sister, Johnny and I wanted to make sure that we got Rubber Soul and the Byrds Turn,
Mm-hmm.
For Christmas. And so we told Kathy, get one of us one and one of us the other. It didn't matter.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So 'cause we need those two records.
Yeah.
And he got one of these. He beat me to the 12-string thing.
Well,
And-
thanks for letting it jangle for me.
Yeah. Johnny, see this?
That's for you, Johnny. Thank you so much for coming, taking my call a couple of weeks ago and coming over here in person to
Thank you
talk
for having
about
me, Emily.
Stone
I appreciate it.
and showing us all your great guitars. And I hope to see you perform live sometime soon. You're going to be playing live?
We're going to be playing at Betty's little dive bar over near my house. My band, the Banjos. It's
But what day?
I think that's the 29th.
Yeah, I'll have to. I'll plan on coming.
Yeah, we're playing from 7 to 9.
That's Labor Day weekend.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Friday,
labor. I'm
yeah.
gonna labor on over to Betty's Drill. Check you out.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
All right.
If you hear excellent tone and the sound of birds chirping, it means you've made it through an entire episode of the Lipstick Pickup Podcast. You're as free as a bird now, but I hope you'll join me again soon. Comments or questions? I can be reached at emily@thelipstickpickup.com.